everyone! My name is Vivian and welcome back to Echo, the new game plus, I guess. Well, this really isn't new game plus because I'm not starting a new game. These are the short stories! If you want to figure out how to access these, I showed you in the last episode, but we did date on the last one. Now we're doing Runaway. Runaway, runaway, maybe you don't understand what I'm going through. It's telling me what you got to lose. You don't mind, tell me what are you gonna do. It's telling me, let it go. What the fuck? Ah, my fucking rhombus. Ugh. What the hell? Oh, man. Well, yeah. If anyone was gonna be the runaway, I guess it would have to be her. Yeah, this is Jenna's room. You can tell from the water heater and the shit conditions. The sun has begun to set. If I want to avoid Dad and Jeremy, I'll have to leave soon. She's evenly reading The Lost Ones, for God's sake. I take another look around my room, just to make sure I haven't missed anything. With my bookshelf empty and all the clothes packed away, it feels a little bleak, gloomy. Now, if the posters still hang on my walls, she'd be forgiven for thinking no one had lived here at all. It reminds me of those TV shows where they explore abandoned, haunted buildings. And while this place isn't particularly haunted, at least as far as I know, plenty of terrifying things have happened here. Part of the reason why I want nothing more than to leave it all behind me. I zip up the duffel bag, not particularly easy with my paws trembling so much, and I take my phone out of my purse, reading Chase's messages again. He says he'll be waiting at the diner. When I ask if Leo will be coming along, he replies with an emoticon shaking its head. Figures. I hoist the duffel bag over my shoulder and waddle toward the door, snagging my necklace, the one that Jeremy gave me, off the nightstand along the way. I put my ear to the door and listen for any signs of my family before even thinking of opening it. So this is before they took the door off the fucking hinges. My God. Usually I can tell when they're home by the shouting and screaming of Dad and Jeremy's daily arguments, but I want to be sure. Once I'm sure the coast is absolutely clear, I open the door and start walking. First out of my stuffy room, then out of the hallway, then out of the house. Oh, there's that street. I lock the door and put the key under the doormat, looking over my shoulder at the house where I've spent the past 17 years of my life. It's just a house to me, not a home. Hell, school feels more like a home than this place does. I expected to feel regret setting in about now, but I can only grin like an idiot. Simply walking out that door feels like an achievement. I don't think I've ever felt this kind of a rush before. I'm free! It feels so fucking bad knowing she has to go back. Damn. I'm not going to become another Janice working a mindless, soul-sucking job while sighing to everyone who'll hear. Not listen, because people in Echo never listen about what could and should have been. I'm going to college on the other side of the state, far away from this dusty, dried-up shithole. I'm aware of the consequences, of the potential problems that could await me, yet the pros far outweigh the cons. I run a finger over the gemstone in the necklace, feel a pang of guilt in my stomach. Jeremy will have to deal with Mom and Dad all on his own now. While he certainly hasn't made my life any easier, he doesn't deserve that. Nobody does. If it hadn't been for Clint, he might have turned out all right. But I've made up my mind. And so I head towards the diner, struggling to keep myself upright, duffel bag in one paw, my purse in the other. And while people walking around with shifty-looking bags at night isn't an uncommon sight in Echo, I stick to the shadows regardless. I try to resist the urge to look over my shoulder every 3 steps. Jeremy could be hiding in every shadow, or so my mind tells me. I feel like a child again. I really shouldn't have packed this much. These bags are way too heavy. After nearly tripping over several rocks, I can finally breathe a sigh of relief when the familiar lights of the diner can't come into view. My only reason for thinking that this is not her final time leaving is because of the fact that the door to her bedroom was still there. I remember them saying that at one point they had the door off its hinges. So, but then when she said that she's going off to college, I'm like, well, she was 17, so that might be, this might be her actually leaving. I don't know. So that actually is, this might be it. I don't know. So we have to find out by playing the fucking thing and shutting the fuck up. On the other side of the road stands the motel, a lone car parked in its parking lot. Even as a dot in the distance, I recognize it instantly. It's Chase's parents' car. Oh, Jesus. I walk over as fast as I can on these heels. Oh, Jesus, it's Chase. You fucker, you fucking fuck. Chase is leaning against his car, his face illuminated by the light of his phone. Once he notices me walking towards him, he slides it into his pocket. With his paws still in his pockets, he walks to the edge of the parking lot. The motel's parking lot is quiet and dark, but not unpleasant. It's cooled down considerably. Not quite to the point where I'd be worried about catching a cold, but cool enough to not get heat stroke after taking 10 steps. Let me handle this. He hunches over with a grunt and he lifts my duffel bag from my paws. Shit, Jazz, did you have to fill this thing with bricks? Or did you fill this thing with bricks? Sorry. I giggle at the sight of him, folding my arms. Kind of nice seeing him emote. We don't usually see that. Just the necessities, really. Clothes, a toothbrush, something to read. He grins. All your manga, too? Most of it. Just the issues I haven't gotten around to reading yet. Oh yeah, she is Jasmynn here. This is before the Jenna days. Maybe I should have filled it with bricks. It would have made for a nice prank. Once we get seated, my duffel bag in the trunk and my purse between my legs on the floor, I look out of the window to the road I took to get here. I catch Chase's eye. Ready to go? He puts a paw on my shoulder. It's warm, and his paw pads are a little damp with sweat, but it's the most comforting thing I've felt all day. I melt into the touch just a little. I nod. As ready as I'll ever be. I lean forward and turn on the radio. Ah, the fucking the menu, it's not the menu, but that is the like the bumper, the Echo Project bumper song. One of Chase and Leo's songs, or as Flynn likes to call them, emo garbage with shitty lyrics, starts playing. Probably explains why the car reeks of Leo's cologne. While I don't particularly like the music, it's still miles better than country music that usually plagues the local radio stations, so I leave it on. Come on. Chase wraps his fingers on the steering wheel in time with the beat. When he notices I'm looking, he quickly averts his gaze, messing with the rearview mirror instead. I chuckle. He's cute. A different brand of cute than TJ, but cute. Where is Wolf Boy anyway? Out with the pack? His parents needed him at the shop. He said it was urgent. I thought his parents' place closed at 6. He shrugs. They call him in at the weirdest times. I've gotten used to it. Still, he glances at his anchor bracelet, eventually straightening it out so the tiny anchor rests on top of his wrist. It's a habit of his, I've noticed, ever since they went out to buy those things. You guys okay? He sighs. We've been better. I feel like Like, we've got different ideas about our future. Where we're gonna take this thing we have once we're done with school. I had a hunch. Oh, less of a hunch and more noticing they weren't eating each other's faces last time I saw them. Do you want to talk about it? It's no big deal. We'll work it out eventually. It sure sounds like a big deal to me. Have you mentioned it to him? He tilts his head back. It's not just something you can bring up out of the blue, Jazz. If it's bothering you, you should do something about it. It'll just get worse if you don't. I'll ask him about it when I see him. He says it with a tone of finality. The anchor drops from the top of his wrist again. So dramatic. We're on the road now, moving further and further away from the diner and the motel until they're just blots in the distance. If there's one good thing about Echo, I suppose it's the spectacular sunsets. It reminds me of all the evenings I spent at TJ's house, sitting in the backyard with his family, just to watch the sun slowly sink. Sometimes his mother would pull out a photo album and tell me all about where they came from, what nature there was like. Chase looks at me from the corner of his eye. We can stop if you like. If you want to say goodbye, I'm fine. My response is a little snippier than I would have liked. I make the effort to soften my voice. You can keep driving, Chase. All right. I'll have to stop for gas when we get to Peyton, though. I promised my mom I'd fill up the tank. I don't mind. I reach into my purse and grab my wallet, but he raises his paw. I'll pay. Don't you worry about it. Are you sure? I mean, you're going all the way out there for me. He smiles. Seriously, don't sweat it. It's hard to do, given the gravity of the situation, but it's a smile I'll gladly return. Thanks, Chase. That's what friends are for, right? I take my phone out of my purse. Dad's calling. Probably got home and noticed I wasn't there. The fur on the back of my neck prickles as I look at the screen. I'm tempted to pick up. The song playing on the radio has stopped registering. All I can hear is buzzing. Finally, I shake my head and hit the ignore call button, thrusting my phone back into my purse, taking out a manga instead. I'm not listening to anything he has to say anymore. What was that about? Dad called. You hadn't even been gone that long. He stops wrapping his fingers on the steering wheel and eyes me nervously. It reminds me of TJ a little, the way his fur bristles whenever something catches the lynx off guard. You think he knows? I flip through my manga, taking out my bookmark. I don't know, and I don't really care. I start reading. In a town as dull as Echo, manga and anime have always filled the void pretty nicely. They've been an escape for me, a gateway to cultures and countries beyond this nothing town, places where I don't have to deal with my family. Strangely enough, I never got into Western comics much. Carl got me one of those collector's edition comics for my birthday once, but I sort of gave up on it when I hadn't finished it after a year. Mental note to get back to that one soon. A gas station! Aghast! I had a gas station. The gas station between Echo and Peyton is a perfect representation of the miserable state Echo is in. It's old and decrepit, to say the least, and what little staff it has consists of mostly junkies saving up for their next fix. Usually they get it from the dealers that show up at night around here. If the gas wasn't the cheapest around, I doubt I'd see any customers at all. Most people already try to avoid it whenever they can. This place gives me the creeps. Looks like it came straight out of a horror movie. It does. I smirk at him. Do you think there's any fuck off! Jesus Christ. You think there's any spiders around, you fucking asshole? He turns to me, an interesting mixture of fear and frustration etched on his face as his muzzle opens, only to close again, like a fish trying to get some air. Don't even joke about that. There's probably some really big ones. I walk my fingers up his arm to the back of his neck, then pinch him. Man, he went all the way out to fucking help you. You're being a bitch. Fuck off. Boo, fuck off. Jasmynn! He swats my paw away with a yelp. Stop it! I laugh. I swear, TJ keeps it together better than you sometimes. He snorts. Only because you go easy on him. He's not wrong. One time I played a chase caliber prank on TJ, he spent hours crying in his room afterwards. It was the only time I'd ever seen his mother legitimately angry, a stark contrast to her usual sunny disposition. Not much scares me, but that was a frightening experience. Hey, he's been through a lot already. I don't want to scar him for life. He raises a brow. But I'm fair game? Well, I get the best reactions out of you. He sighs. Foxes. I always feel a little guilty about playing into Chase's arachnophobia, or Chase's little spider problem, as Mom always calls it. But he's just so damn fun to tease. That's... Man! For a psychology major, fucking ridiculing and playing into someone's fucking phobia. A phobia. Not just like... fuck off. And I can't even say like, oh, this is before her major. Like, she did the same shit after she was in college. So she doesn't learn any better. This is the same shit. Fuck you. I have arachnophobia. This ain't fucking funny. My greatest moment has to be when we emptied an entire bag of those tiny rubber spiders in his backpack while he was changing for gym class. You know what? No, that's the kind of shit that gets you pushed off a roof. I can still remember the look on his face when we opened it when he opened it to get his lunch. Priceless. Fuck off. Oh, did I? Okay. You literally just talked to him about the fact that his relationship is not going well, and now you're gonna fucking reference his fucking hurt relationship. He was helping you. What the fuck? She said, "Aw, did I offend you, Chula? Fuck you." I give him a playful pat on the back. He pulls back almost instantly, as if he's afraid I'll do something. Want me to call Leo so he can kiss you all better? The exasperated look on his face is pure gold, as if it wasn't so dark, I'd be filming right now. Seriously! This is not cool. This is not cool. This is not funny. This is not charming. This is fucking... This needs to stop. Don't... Jasmynn. Starts fiddling with his bracelet again. I think there's only hillbilly serial killers around these parts anyway. Nothing to worry about. After getting another look from him, I lay off, completely satisfied. Oh good, I'm glad you're satisfied, you fucking cunt. Chase gets out of the car to pump gas. I look out the window again to the convenience store. There are a few truckers in there, but not much else. This place could use a clean. Shame that most likely won't ever happen. Probably hasn't happened since, what, the 50s? The most recent addition to the building is a poster for the Trinity Weasel movie starring Julia Blasco, which came out about 2 years ago. I think TJ was the only one who really liked that movie, come to think of it. My stomach rumbles when I notice the sandwiches set out on the counter. I eye the clock. It's about 8, and I haven't had dinner. Well, I could have grabbed something at the diner. I didn't want to risk Janice seeing me and calling my parents. Sandwiches they sell at the gas station may not be as fresh or as tasty, but they'll have to do. I make a grab for my wallet again, catching my phone mid-buzz. Grumbling to myself, I take it out of my purse. 15 missed calls since the last one I saw. 14 from Dad, 1 from Jeremy. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, to be honest. I can only shake my head in disbelief. Not even half an hour into my little escape attempt, and they're already trying to drag me back to the madhouse. As long as they didn't follow me here, I have nothing to worry about. But I can't shake the thought, the possibility of them just showing up or calling the police. Or 1,000 other things they'd never actually do. I don't feel like leaving the car anymore. I don't feel all that hungry anymore either. Something light will do. I tap the window to get Chase's attention, then roll it down. Mind grabbing something from the store for me, Chase? Of course not. What do you need? I look up for my manga when he comes back, carrying a small plastic bag with the gas station's logo on it. One for you? He says that with a sing-song voice, dangling a strawberry popsicle in front of me, which I greedily snatch from his paw. And one for me. These popsicles come from Carl's mom's company, and I've seen and eaten them more times than I could... Yo! I just fucking put that together. I just fucking put that shit together, man. I didn't fucking notice. Oh my god. It totally went over my head. I just recorded arches. It totally went over my fucking head, and I fucking bet a bunch of people fucking commented on it. When James Hendrick's wife, I don't remember her fucking name right now, when she starts talking about making ice cream. Oh my fucking god, dude. It totally went over my fucking head. But that's the origin of the fucking evolution of the James Hendrick's fucking company. And that's where the fucking fortune that Carl's family continues from? That's the origin of it? I can't fucking believe that shit. Oh my god, dude. I didn't put it together. Yeah, just a little old lady that fucking likes tarot cards and ice cream. For God's sake, man. I didn't even put it together at the moment. I just totally didn't even fucking think about it while I was reading it. And I'm thinking of all this other shit. I'm looking at, oh, this is the box that is the tie-in for Echo. I didn't even think about that as the tie-in for Echo. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Oh, man, the comments are gonna be fucking ripping me a new asshole about like, oh, you're looking for this, and that tie-in for Echo, when the ice cream is right fucking there. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Back when we were kids, Carl used to boast that we were paying for his pocket money whenever he caught us eating one. Considering Carl's mom would always give us entire bunches of them for free whenever we visited, though, we never had to buy all that many ourselves. You remembered I like strawberries? Well, that's sweet of you, Chase. I take a whiff of the familiar, sugary, way too chemical scent. Well, it was the only flavor left in stock. I mean, yeah, I did. Better check the expiration date. It might be a bit older than we are. The rest of this place certainly is. I take a little bite. I think it's safe. I'm not dead yet, at least. He laughs, unwrapping his own before producing 2 cans of soda from the plastic bag and handing one to me. That's a relief. Eating popsicles and drinking soda in the parking lot of a rundown gas station sounds rather silly in my mind, but this is really happening. I take another bite. So, Have you figured out what you're going to do once you're done with high school? He fiddles with his bracelet again. I don't know. Leo's dad said he might have a job for me, but I don't think I'd make a good mechanic. I've got 2 left paws. I think I'd just destroy any car that came into the shop. Why don't you apply for college? You mean the one in Pueblo? He gives me a quick sidelong glance. That's really far away, isn't it? I don't know, Jazz. I can't just leave Leo behind. You've got your phone. Long-distance relationships are a thing, you know. I crumple up the popsicle wrapper, putting it down in the ashtray. They're actually all the rage these days. I've got this friend who has a boyfriend who lives in the other side of the planet. I turn and look at him. You know, I think he'd be a good fit for college, actually. Smart, motivated. Really? I mean, I'm not all that good at anything, really. I don't know what I'd go for. Maybe journalism or something. I mean, you were in charge of the school paper last year. You like filming and taking pictures, right? And having a degree is always good. What are you gonna major in? He finishes his popsicle, tossing the stick in the plastic bag. I'm going for psychology. Oh, like the inner workings of the mind and stuff? He pantomimes while talking, yelping when he hits his elbow on the steering wheel. I giggle. I suppose. Minus the bruised elbow. I want to find out what makes people do things the way they do. So what made you do the thing you're doing right now? His expression takes a turn for the serious. Why'd you decide to run away? For a moment, I'm speechless, all the heat drawing from my body as we look right at each other. I thought he was okay with me leaving when I told him, but now his tone is almost accusatory. It reminds me of Leo. I shudder, remembering the stink eye he'd give me when I told him I was leaving. A lot of things. I brush the fur out of my eye, and I'm sorry, Chase, but most of them are none of your business. I'm the one driving you to your new place. I think I deserve to know what's going on. He frowns. What did they do to you? Did they hurt you or something? None of your business. Grit my teeth. Can we just keep driving, Chase? Please? Jasmynn, please. I want to know. If you need someone to talk to, someone who can help, me, Leo, my parents will do whatever it takes. You don't have to do this. You can keep living. Is that what this is all about? Gesture to the soda cans, the empty popsicle wrappers, and the gas station. Are you just stalling so you can convince me to stay? Jasmynn. He puts a paw on my shoulder. I know how you feel, but running away isn't... You don't know how I feel! I smack his paw away. You don't know the slightest thing about my situation, Chase! You don't know what it's like to live in poverty, what it can do to people! And you don't know how it feels when no matter how hard you try to crawl out of that hole, your family will keep piling on even more dirt! I take a deep breath, realizing I'm clenching my fists. I want to live for myself, Chase. I want to go to college. I want to have a future. I can't do that in Echo. It's not the place for me. It never was. It's not the place for any of us. He shrugs. But it's home, you know? It's home for you. It's hell for me. Put my seatbelt back on. Adam's dead. Jeremy's huffing whatever the fuck he can get his paws on, and my parents... I cut myself off, feeling nauseous just talking about them. My parents just keep blaming other people for their own ineptitude. Carl, his great-great-grand, whatever the fuck, you, Leo, everyone's fair game. I'm sick of it. Chase gently puts his paw in mine. This time I don't push him away. I feel drained, exhausted. I cry on his shoulder, but I don't even have the energy to do that. What'd they say about Carl? I mean, Leo and I aren't exactly Echo's darlings, but he's harmless. Apparently, his family's the reason we're so poor. Never mind the fact that my dad can't hold a job. Hell, he can't even hold anything save for a beer bottle. Shit. I didn't even know your families had a history together. They had a long fucking history together. A long history together. Whew, buddy. You don't know the 1/20 millionth of it. We go way back. It's complicated. Very fucking complicated. And we still don't know all the fucking details, alright? The story I'd always been told was that one of Carl's ancestors had his business partner, one of my ancestors, lynched for sodomy to cover up his own crimes. My parents always conveniently left out the part where they were gay lovers, of course, but a trip to the library cleared that one up for me. Not that they cared. My breath slows. I've stopped clenching my teeth. I'm not trembling anymore, at least, which makes drinking my soda a lot easier. Finally, Chase smiles at me. Sorry about all that. I just wanted to look out for you, you know. Everyone's been really worried. I know, and I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. Did you tell your parents that you're helping me? I told them that I'd be taking Carl and TJ out to see the new Lions Brigade. He puts the keys back in the ignition. My mom's been asking about you, though. That warms my heart a little. Chase's mother is one of the nicest people I know. What'd she say? Just wanted to know how you doing, if you're eating okay, that kind of stuff. She wants you to come over for dinner sometime. He laughs. Maybe she's still hoping I'll go straight one day, huh? He backs us out of the parking lot. When I look behind me, I see a group of employees crowding around a rather shady-looking wolf. I guess we're leaving just in time. Do your parents not like that you're with Leo? My dad adores him. I think my mom still wants grandkids eventually, but she's been pretty supportive. She just wanted me to be safe. I chuckle. Grandkids? I can't really picture you as a dad. Gee, thanks. He rolls his eyes dramatically. You're as sharp as a box cutter sometimes, you know that? I give his snout a playful poke with my finger. Just saying what's on my mind, otter boy. Don't take it too personally. There's a moment of silence before he speaks again. Hey, not to change the subject, but won't your family be able to find you over there? They won't. I've thought of something. What is it? I'm gonna get my name changed when I can, once I'm 18. It won't make it impossible to find me, but hopefully it'll keep them off my trail until I can move to Pueblo. As long as I can remember, even before I started thinking about running away, I've wanted to change my name. Jasmyn's a name, yeah. Jasmyn's a name, yeah, but it's never felt like a name that was really my own. It's the one my parents picked for me. God, I feel that. I've always felt like it was one of those names you usually associate with trash, living in a small rural village, a citizen of Echo.
Okay, I don't feel that part. I want to make it clear. I never felt that way about my name. I associated with the first part, not this part.
It's not a name you'd really expect or want to see in the front page of a magazine or a research paper.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, I want something a little more... I bite my lip. A little more... me, I guess.
What kind of name are you thinking of?
In the past, I've considered the names of actresses and singers, from CEOs to scientists. Now, though, I just blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. How about Jenna? Seems like a good enough name.
Jenna?
He chuckles.
Like you go for something a little more ostentatious.
Well, I don't want to draw too much attention to myself, and to be fair, anything's better than Jasmynn.
Definitely. It's just, well, it's gonna take some getting used to.
He stares off into the distance at the empty stretch of barren land next to the road.
Jenna.
Doesn't sound half bad, right?
Hey, it's your name.
What's that supposed to mean?
I guess this is Peyton. Shoot me a message once you've unpacked, okay?
Chase lifts the duffel bag out of the trunk with a grunt. I wobble to my feet once I grab it, rescued by Chase giving me a hug. I struggle to reciprocate it until I drop the bags. It's a little uncomfortable with both our shirts stuck to our fur and it still being warm out, but it's not unwelcome. I nod. Drive safe.
Really?
He chuckles, pulling back.
Seriously, do you see a dent in this car?
Sure, that's what you said about your bike too, right before you fell flat on your...
That was 5 years ago! 5 years!
We laughed together. It's gonna be different without you around. I'll still be around, you dip, just in a different town. I chuckle. Maybe we can go do something together sometime. We could go bowling.
That sounds like fun. I'd like that. But only if you promise not to cheat again.
Hey, I beat you fair and square last time.
Of course you did, Jen.
Fine. I fold my arms. I'll go easy on you. He steps back towards the car. After a short pause, he turns around to wave. I walk up to him once again. Wait.
There's Jenna. Is the name.
I take Pueblo University's brochure out of my purse. For you. He looks at it a second, dumbfounded. Summoning some of my courage and a little stupidity, I lean in and give him a peck on the cheek for good measure. If Leo were here, he'd toss me through a wall. Thanks, Chase, for everything. You've been a big help. He just stands there, jaw agape, glancing down at the brochure before looking back up at me again.
I guess I'll see you around.
Bye, otter boy. I grab the bags again, unable to keep myself from giggling softly as he stumbles to the car door, a confused look of bewilderment still etched on his face. He clutches the brochure tightly, and I catch a glimpse of him reading through it before he drives away. When he honks the horn, I do my best to wave in spite of the bags, smiling to myself, all alone in Peyton in the middle of the night. Chase might be the only game Leo ever beat me at, but the odds can still change. With the bags in my paws, I waddle to the old beat-up door and wait for the door to my future to open.
Damn, man. Damn. Well, there you go. So, May, I guess that really was the story of her leaving. Unless there was a final one that we just don't know about. I don't know. But, maybe they put the door back on at some point. I really don't know. Maybe I just hyper focused on the detail of the door for some reason, or it was, I don't know what the fuck with the door to Jenna's room. I don't know. Either way, that was much longer than the other one, and it was a nice detail. The only bit I didn't like in the main game either was just, you don't make fun of people who have phobias. That's not cool, man. But yeah, getting to see these bits of lore from before the main game happens is really cool. I enjoy this. I'm going to keep enjoying it on the next episode. I hope you will as well. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day, y'all. Bye!